Hey, welcome back to Cookshop and the grand finale of the beer braised short ribs with Champ. So 2 videos ago, I braised those short ribs in beer, Guinness to be exact. And then you can see that one there. And then kind of on the fly as I was wrapping it up, because I don't really plan these things out, I realized that would be really good on Champ, which is sort of an Irish version of mashed potatoes. Well, my version of Champ. It's not strictly authentic, I guess, but that's that. I did that last time, and there's that one. So check those out and then come back. Great, you're back. Gravy, the last step is gravy. So after I braised the short ribs, I had all this like amazing stock. It was the Guinness, it was the beef broth, short ribs, all that gristle and stuff, the bones, I think, collagen. And I took that, put it in a measuring cup, put it in my fridge and let it chill so that the fat rose to the top and got solid. And then I skimmed that. You could also, there's special fat measuring cups. You can do that. It's a lot faster. I don't have one. So this is how I do it. Let it get cold. Fat comes right off. And then I took that, a little bit more than a cup, maybe a cup and a half of that stuff. And then I made gravy out of it. Now, gravy gets a bad rap. I don't know what the deal is with gravy. It's got this sort of scary mystique about it. Like it's hard. It's not hard. Gravy's really easy. And I'm going to show you how to do it. The real, like full on, authentic pan gravy, no shortcuts. Don't buy the stuff in the packet because this is easy. So say that you roasted something. You roasted, your chicken, your roast beef, your tofurkey, whatever it is. You got the pan. It's got a bunch of fat in the bottom, right? You've been basting it if it wasn't a very fatty item. So you pour that fat off. I'm using a saute pan here, a frying pan, because I didn't roast anything. But basically, you put your roasting pan or your frying pan on the heat and you add, this is the key part, this is the roux. This is where everybody gets hung up. Roux is very easy. Equal parts fat and flour. That's it. That's all there is to it. So you're either going to use the fat that you drained off from roasting, or in my case, I could have used that fat that I skimmed off the braising liquid. I'm a big believer in the power of duck fat. So that's what I went with. So I took a couple of tablespoons of duck fat, got that nice and hot, threw in 2 tablespoons of flour, and they just want to sort of cook down that flour for about a minute. If you don't, it's going to taste like flour. Your gravy is going to taste like raw flour, which is not pleasant. If you cook it down, it gets kind of toasty, nice toasty taste. If you keep cooking darker and darker, maybe you're making a jambalaya or something, it'll get darker and darker, and eventually you have like this really black, dark roux. Which is great for some dishes. But anyway, so I'm kind of going middle, toasty, light brown. And then I took the rest of the liquid from braising. It had been skimmed of fat. I strained it to get all the onions and stuff out, and then poured that in with my roux. Heat that up, let it get to boiling, because most things, thickeners like cornstarch and roux, they thicken when they're boiling. So you let that get to boiling, stir. You don't want anything to scorch or whatever. Just stir it just a couple of minutes and you can see it thickens up. Turns into a nice, smooth, tasty gravy. Did I tell you it was easy? It's really, really easy making gravy from scratch. If you don't have any roasting liquid or, whatever, braising liquid, just use stock, use broth, use soy sauce. You can put in a bunch of stuff to make a gravy and it all works great, honestly. Everything that I've tried, it works out pretty well because it's gravy. Add a little bit of salt. In my experience, gravy and sauces in general, you want to over salt them just a hair because you're not using a lot of them on your dish. So give it a little bit of salt and then there we go. And we have this nice, it smells amazing, as you might expect, like Guinness and herbs and beef to smell and duck fat. And it tastes great too. I tasted it. It tastes fantastic. So anyway, we've got our parts for our dish. It's been really easy so far, mostly simmering stuff, right? When you're simmering for your braise, you're essentially simmering for the mashed potatoes, or the Champ, I should say. So I'm just going to put in a bed of Champ here. A couple of scoops of this. And not only that, I mean, this right here, I had half a dozen potatoes, a couple of pounds of short ribs, and a cup of beef stock and a can of beer. That's, you can feed quite a few people with this. I'm just gonna take a couple of these guys, put them on top. I might have like slided myself on the Champ here. Could probably do with a little bit more. And then, always keep a towel. And then the gravy over that. And there it is. Oh, there's a big chunk. It's been cooling. And that's it. That's your short ribs braised in Guinness with champ and pan gravy, essentially. Easy, right? Easy, cheap, fast. Make it. It's really good. Well, thanks a lot for joining me on this three-parter. I actually didn't plan to do a three-parter. Like I said, at the end of the short rib demo, it kind of popped into my head, this would be really good with champ. And then I'm gonna have to make a gravy. So it became a three-parter. I think it worked out okay though. I don't know. What do you think? Leave me a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And click the bell to get your updates. What else? Check out my Instagram, check out my Facebook. I don't know, if you want to. If you don't, I don't spend a lot of time on Facebook anymore, but all my Instagram posts go there if you're on it. And that's it. So thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.